And tragic news out of Tampa, Florida today. A 17-year-old forklift operator was killed when his vehicle overturned. Police say that the operator was not properly trained, was carrying a passenger the vehicle was not designed for, and was below the legal age to drive a forklift, which is 18.
Forklifts have a 3-point suspension system. The weight of the load is supported at 3 points, which are the 2 front wheels and the center of the rear axle. If you join these points, you get the stability triangle. If the combined center of gravity of the vehicle and the load remains inside the triangle, the vehicle will remain stable. This inspection should include checks of the accelerator, brakes, steering, drive control, tilt control, hoisting and lowering controls, horn, lights, safety devices, and any other items recommended by the owner's manual. Drive cautiously, and check for blind spots. Always drive at a speed that will allow you to stop in a safe manner. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle structure. Do not carry passengers on the forklift loads. Raise the load to the height required. Drive forward slowly. Lower the load carefully until it is resting on the shelf. Look behind you to make sure the path is clear, and then back out slowly. Once the forks are clear, stop the forklift, and lower the forks to a safe traveling height. Forklift operators must be trained and evaluated by the employer. The employer will designate a person that has the knowledge, training, and experience to train operators and evaluate their competence. The designated trainer does not require any outside certification, but they must be appropriately experienced. The training must include formal instruction, practical training, and an evaluation. The formal instruction can be a lecture, a discussion, a video, written material, or other methods, as long as the required topics are covered. Welcome to the Forklift Operator Safety Training course. Before we begin, we will explain how this module works. To navigate this course, use the next and back buttons. You will need to click the next button to advance after a section is completed. No one is allowed to drive powered industrial trucks until they have been trained and evaluated by the employer. Drivers must be at least 18 years old. Trainees must be supervised at all times while operating, and must be in an area that does not put other employees in danger. Now let's learn about the basic components of a forklift. Click on each component to learn about their functions. You will need to click on all of the components to advance. The forks, also known as tines or blades, carry the load. They have a heel where they curve upward and an upright shank where they are attached to the carriage. The mast is the vertical assembly that does the work of raising, lowering, and tilting the load. The mast supports the carriage that allows its vertical movement with the hydraulic lift. Most forklifts have a counterbalanced 3-point suspension system. When the load center is inside the stability triangle, the forklift is balanced. When the load center moves outside the stability triangle, the vehicle will tip. Click on the different load centers to learn about how the load is positioned. At this point, the center of gravity is outside the stability triangle, and the forklift has tipped over. The load may have been too heavy, the load may have been lifted too high, or may have been extended too far forwards. Dynamic stability is the effect that dynamic forces have on the load center when the machine is moving, braking, cornering, lifting, tilting, and lowering loads. Dynamic stability varies depending on the size of the load, speed of motion, and angle. There are no specific guidelines for managing dynamic stability. Always drive slowly and carefully, and keep loads low. This load is 5,250 pounds, and needs to be lifted to a height of 157 inches. Should the operator attempt the lift,